Yo, Waffled On in the building, Sunday settings, and it's just going to be another chilled stream and that. But the title says, shocked on how many teams have got Premier League injuries. Now, we often talk about our club having a lot of injuries, yeah, but I've just been doing a little bit of research and looking around the table. And the Premier League, big up to Nems in the building. The Premier League, there seems to be a lot of teams suffering with injuries. The numbers are quite high as well when you look at the Premier League teams. I'm going to share that with you in a minute. But make sure you smack up the likes, people. Make sure you're sharing and you're subscribing to the channel. But Premier League injuries, is this a real big problem? Is this something that we should be concerned about? And I'm going to show you the amount of injuries. And some of these injuries obviously have changed since, obviously, I've started this stream. There's going to be a few that's probably in the grey area. But I'm going to share it. And let's go through the teams, okay? Shout out to man like Chelsea team in the building. Big up to Nems as well. Yeah, I'm good, man. It's a nice Sunday, chilled stream. Didn't want to do too much today. Just wanted to have a nice chill 20-minute stream. Not going to be that long. And just go through the injuries for each team and see where we are from there. Big up to Chelsea fan Martin, always and every time, people. But anyway, let's bring up the table for the Premier League injuries. So obviously, we're going to start with Arsenal. I need to stop saying that word, obviously, because I always say it all the time. Just hope everyone can see the screen. Okay, maybe I'll make this a full screen so you don't need to see my ugly boat. So as you can see with Arsenal, players like Kai are still injured. Madueke, Odegaard, Jesus, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Gabriel recently with a groin, and Calafiori. That just notes to say that maybe they'll be back, maybe they won't be back. But you can see from that list, there's a few injuries there. How many should we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, some of these players may be back after the international break, but there has been injuries to all of these players during this international time. So it's a lot of injuries for a team that's going for the Premier League. And I'm not trying to give excuses, but that is a lot of injuries for a squad of that amount of players who have potentially, you know, first teamers in there as well. Martin Odegaard, Gyökeres, Gabriel definitely, and Calafiori, who's been impressive this season as well. So there's about 4 players that are 4 starters in that team. And considering you've got good bench players on there as well, Martinelli, Jesus, Madueke as well, not cheap players as well. So yeah, that's not great. But anyway, let's move on. And there's some teams that have hardly any injuries, 1 injury, or you know, that ain't really affected. But we're still going to go through each team, okay, people. So be patient. So the next team is Aston Villa. Aston Villa have injuries to 3 players: Garcia, Tyrone Mings have a hamstring injury. There's no details of when he's going to be back as well. And Konza as well, who has a calf injury as well. They've had a decent few games recently. So I don't think they're missing any of those players right now. But yeah, that's just to show how many injuries they have in their team currently. Moving on to Bournemouth. Don't know these players. I know Adam Smith, but I don't know who Matai Akimboni is. Not too sure who he is. They got 2 players injured out at the moment. Moving on to Burnley, they have 3 players that are injured. As I said, the hyphens almost tell you that they may be back from injury right now. So yeah, looking at Burnley, they've got a few injuries. None of them look like first team players to me, but you never know. Brentford have 2 injuries. Christopher Aja and Milambo back and a knee injury. It's interesting to see the amount of knee injuries we got. So let me have a look already. So Kai's got a knee injury, Madueke knee, Odegaard knee, Jesus was knee. If we go down to Burnley, they got knees. So there's a lot of, you're starting to see a pattern of knee injuries quite a bit as well. Brighton and Hove, they've got quite a few injuries as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've got 7 injuries to date. Adam Webster's got a knee injury. Solly March, knee injury. Jack Hinchelwood, ankle. Joel Veltman, calf. We all know who Matoma is. He's got an injury currently. Brajan Gruder, there's no information. And James Milner with a muscle injury. So yeah, that looks pretty bleak for Brighton at the moment. 7 injuries is quite a lot of injuries, man. Moving on. Mighty Chelsea. And look at Chelsea. Chelsea seem to have quite a few injuries, man. Chelsea have a lot of injuries right now. If you look at Chelsea's injuries, Lavia, no date on him. Levi Colwell, knee injury as well. Let me go on to subscribe mode as well. Hold on. My daughter's been making these lovely cookies as well, so they're just really nice, and I just can't get enough of them. So unfortunately, I'm gonna be munching them while I'm talking. But big up to my daughter as well for those lovely cookies as well. They're absolutely fantastic. Look at that oozing chocolate, but you can't see it actually. Sorry. But anyway, Chelsea injuries to Lavia, Colwell, one of their best defenders in my opinion. Badiashile, muscle injury. Esugo, don't know who he is. Cole Palmer, obviously, he's got a groin injury. Neto, groin. And Fernandez, knee. If you notice a pattern, people, loads of knee injuries. Loads of knee injuries. Keep that in your heads, yeah? So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've got almost 7 injuries. And as I said, some of this data might be outdated. Some players might be on their way back after international break. But it's just a breakdown of the players that we can currently see that are injured now. Moving on. Crystal Palace. They've got a few injuries as well. Caleb, Porfa, Decore, and Ketier has a hamstring injury. Cardenas and Gay. Gay is out as well. Didn't realize Gay was out of a foot injury. Hopefully he'll be out for the game against us when we play them, but we will see. We will see. Moving on. Everton. Braithwaite's got a hamstring injury. And Patterson, foot injury. Fulham. Robinson's knee injury. Munez, hamstring injury. Moving on. Leeds have Calvin Lewin out, abductor injury. And Sebastian Bornau. I don't know who that is. Moving on to Liverpool. Liverpool have a few injuries as well. Players like Frimpong are out. Leone, knee injury again. Long-term injuries. Bachatic, or however you say his name. Jaden Dans, I don't know who he is. Addison, he may be back after the injury, after the international break. And Curtis Jones, maybe back also as well. City, Rodri, apparently he's got a knock. I didn't know that. Yeah, why isn't Isak on that list? Funny how Isak isn't on that list, but we move. Rodri have City have Rodri out and Kovacic out with an ankle injury. I thought Rodri was back and he was on the subs bench, but maybe I'm wrong. Moving on. Manchester United, they have a few injuries. Martinez seems like he's been out for almost 2 seasons. It just seems like he never plays anymore. Really thirsty, just went for a walk. Martinez out. Sesko's out with a knee injury. Harry Maguire hamstring. And Casemiro says he has a knock. But I think Casemiro scored against Senegal the other day, so he's back. And Kobe Mainoo says he's got a knock as well. But some of these, yeah, they say they got knocks, but some of these players just not playing for their teams right now. And I think some of the managers are wisening up to these internationals as well, and just maybe, I'm just speculating, just maybe just saying, you know what, maybe these men have got a knock so they don't have to go to international duty. You know what I'm saying? But as Tommy Tuchel was saying that, you know, he wants players in the England setup that are playing regularly for their teams. But you won't be saying that if some of the big main players get injured just before the World Cup, and he needs to rely on these players that haven't played minutes. Newcastle, wow. Newcastle got a few injuries. Wissa, fitness? Oh, fitness injury. Well, that's not an injury, is it? Fitness. Ashby, don't know who he is. Livramento knee. We saw when Livramento got injured that time. Osula, Anthony Gordon, hip, Joel Linton, and Tonali. I don't know whether these are injuries or what. I don't know what's going on. But Forest got a few injuries as well. They've got quite a few injuries, Nottingham Forest as well. Ola Aina, hamstring. Very pivotal in their team as well, Aina. Bakwa, don't know who he is. Sivchenko, don't know what is going on with him. Really don't know what's going on with him. Chris Wood's got a knee injury. Very important player for them. Douglas Luiz, where is he? Angus Gunn, don't know who he is. Callum Hudson-Odoi. There's no kind of information on that. Sunderland have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got 6 injuries, bro. Wow. Alessi, Churkin, Geldy, Mundul, Diarra, Alderete. Concussion, yeah? Was that against Arsenal? Yeah, they got a few injuries there. Spurs, oh my God. Spurs out of this list have the most injuries. Look at Spurs' list. So if we can go through next week and they've still got all these injuries, then we are laughing. We got no excuses against Spurs. Absolutely no excuses against Spurs. Look how many injuries Spurs have got. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've listed 11 injuries for Spurs. Can you believe that? Kulusevski, Maddison stood out. Dragusin, Takai, Bissouma, Solanke, Bergvall, Davies, Gray, Kudos, Mwani. So many players out now. So many players. That's a lot of players out, but I'm sure a lot of those players will return after the international break. But I think that's the most injuries that we're going to see. 11 injuries. Can you believe that? Moving on to West Ham. Fulcrook, Mavropanos, Scarles, Earthy, Freddie Potts. The only 2 players I recognise is the Fulcrook and Mavropanos, actually. Wolves, last one is Chiwomi, Doherty, and Gomez. So, as you can see, people, teams have got a lot of injuries, man. I'm not going to count every single injury with every club, but there's a lot of injuries out there at the moment. Players are going to pick up knocks during international break as well. As you know, Gabriel Magalhaes, he picked up an injury as well. So it is what it is, people. So it's going to be tough for players going on to play for the World Cup this year. And especially as soon as March kicks in, players ain't going to be wanting to go in for tackles. Players are just going to want to be, you know, let's just avoid this tackle and stuff like that. I can see that happening, but you can't wrap yourself up in cotton wool, man. So that just goes to show so many games, so many injuries. So people, make sure you smash up the likes and everything, man. Big up to Nems and Chelsea fan that joined today. And yeah, people, I'll see you guys later. Peace. And we out.